Broadcasting from Watts Creative Studios and live on Grove Street FM, you're listening to Talk Local to Me, brought to you by the Central Virginia Business Coalition, with your host, Heather Alto and Diane Erb.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Talk Local to Me again this week. Unfortunately, it is just me, Heather, your host today. Woody, thank you very much for making me want to cry again, as Diane Erb is not with us this week. I'm not going to lie. I went into our office in Bedford today for the first time since she left, and there were no plants, and there was it was just, I really did. I felt like just, sitting down and crying in a corner because I miss her already. I sent her a message Monday and said, "Do you miss me yet?" And she didn't say yes. So I'm kind of, she didn't answer. But yeah, so we are back this week, and I do have Autumn Myers with me. She is, I guess, my new semi-co-host. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. And we are going to be talking today with Dave Tolley and Philip Harvey with Old Dominion Insurance and Legacy Auditorium, all part of Legacy Wealth Management, and chatting a little bit about all three of the different components that make up this company, which I have just recently started working with them in the past couple months, and I just love everything about, they're fantastic. And so I want to really bring everything they do, to our listeners. And so how are you guys today?
Good. Doing well. Doing good.
It's nothing, Woody, you've been throwing me all off today. And I hate to just keep, running over you. But, I get here.
Back up.
I say, where's the train at now?
I know. Can we get the train to come through? No, but I'm just saying, I get here and there's somebody recording. I can't even just come into my seat and sit down and get ready and prepared.
Isn't it funny? You get in a routine.
You do.
And then it's even if it's 5 minutes off, it just completely throws you. Yeah.
It does. It does. I'm sitting here thinking to myself,
I'm just keeping you on your toes. That's all. That's all. Just mixing it up today.
Yeah. Well, today is not the day, Woody.
Well, don't ever do it again, Woody.
Right? I will not have it. No. So I do want to start off by thanking our sponsors and Visiting Angels of Lynchburg. If you are in need of in-home care, Visiting Angels is the place for you. You need to check in. If you have a senior, if you have a parent that, they don't want to leave their home yet, you're not ready to put them in a nursing home, you want to bring in someone who's going to help them, whether it is with cooking meals or just making sure they're, getting to bed or getting, into the shower, getting bathed. Visiting Angels of Lynchburg is a fantastic organization, and they would love to help you out. They are also hiring. So if you are a CNA and you're looking, for work, please contact Visiting Angels. You can call them at 434-337-3836 or check out their website, visitingangels.com/Lynchburg. And you can ask for Mike Norfield, our business person of the year and volunteer of the year with the CVABC. And then also Minnie's Travel Boutique. I want to, very quickly, I was just telling somebody that the CVABC offices are going to close the last week of October because we will be in Disney with our CVABC trip there. And we've got 20 some people going on this trip with us, and we're really excited. What better place to go than magical Disney? But if you're looking to book a 2022 trip or even sometime in 2021, cruises, Kristen Breedlove and her team are happy to help you. You can go to minniestravelboutique.com and ask for a quote. So thank you so much to our two sponsors for the month of September. And if you are listening and you want your business to be a sponsor, contact us. It's only $100 for the month. You can't get any better than that, can you, Woody?
Nope. Can't get better than that.
That's right. Woody's saying, I need Heather to pay me, so we need some sponsors.
Got to keep the lights on.
That's right. We got to keep it going here. Hopefully, we can change the intro. Not just play it. I'm sorry.
Can we have a sponsor to pay for the new intro, if you don't mind, if you're listening?
Great. So I just want to chat a few minutes about some upcoming things the Central Virginia Business Coalition has coming up. We have 3 events in the next 4 weeks, Autumn. Mm-hmm. Yeah. One being our biggest event, Centerfest, and that is happening in Bedford, the town of Bedford, on September 18th. We are, I've gotten a lot of questions in the last few weeks about, are we still having it? How are we being safe about it? The answer is yes. Yes, we are still hosting Centerfest. It is an all outdoor event. So, we are hoping being outdoors. We have put some things in place to, keep people safe and taking precautions. Our vendors will be spaced further apart. We have a cap on vendors, so we don't have as many as we normally have, but we have some fantastic ones that will be there selling their different arts and crafts and food trucks, and we have our bands. We are taking precautions in the kids zone area. We originally were looking at doing some bounce houses and things, but with the rise in cases with kids, we have decided to forego the bounce house because I can't just keep getting in there and sanitizing all day. So we're going to just have some kids games, and we still have some options for them. So it's still going to be a really fun time. It's free. It's just an opportunity to get out and have a good time and support local artisans and crafters. And again, that's from 10 to 6 on September 18th. Come out. If you are sick, we ask that you stay home. Come next year. We'd appreciate it if you kept your germs at your house, whether it's COVID or not. I mean, it could just be you got the sniffles and a cold, and I'd rather not have that either. So, but we're looking for a really good day, good weather, hopefully not too hot, hopefully no rain. We'll see. And then we have our upcoming community giving fair, which is another reason I have the guys here from Legacy with me, because they are the venue that we are hosting our community giving fair at this year in Legacy Auditorium. And our community giving fair is one of my favorite events that we host, honestly, because it is an event that makes us no money. We don't do it for income. It's really for the support of nonprofits in our area. It truly is a day of giving. So we want people to come out and see the different nonprofits that have booths, learn more about them. How can you support them? What can you volunteer to do? Do they have any needs in the community? And hopefully leading up to the event, we'll have some that may say that they are, with Ida just coming through, we have some that are raising, trying to bring food, or they're looking for clothing or things like that. So if there's donations that people can bring in the day of, we'll let people know. And if you're a nonprofit and you're interested in a booth space, contact us. It's no charge. We just have you come in and set up your table, and it's from 8 to 11. We also host this as part of our coffee talk for the month, so businesses come out and get to meet and greet everyone. And if you haven't been to Legacy Auditorium, it's a great opportunity to come and see the space. It is beautiful. And I'm going to, actually, I'll start, Dave, talking to you about that because it just kind of segues into Legacy Auditorium. So first of all, tell us where's the location? Where's the address?
It's 1971 English Tavern Road. It's in Lynchburg. So if you're coming up 29, either you'll come past Davis Fresh Farm, or you'll go to Highland Heights, get on English Tavern Road, and come on down. You can't miss us. Big blue roof on the building with Legacy Wealth Management on the side. The Legacy Auditorium, Legacy Wealth Management, and Old Dominion are all in the same location. The business started off with Legacy Wealth Management, and then Old Dominion Insurance Partners started after that, and then Legacy Auditorium started. And so with having the space that we have, we were able to turn around and basically use it all to our advantage, to have our financial advisory firm, our insurance firm, and also to open the auditorium up as well. When we opened the auditorium to begin with, we just opened the auditorium for nonprofits. And then, of course, our educational seminars for the financial advisors. And then we recently decided, as of last year, that we were going to, end of 2019, that we were going to open it up to the general public. And then, of course, our old friend COVID hit, and that put a damper on a lot of things. But with COVID, there's been some bad, but there's also been some good. And with that, we were able to do a lot of the remodeling that we'd wanted to do with Legacy Auditorium. Which, you've been in there, so you've seen it. But prior to that, there was just these brown drab curtains that hung from the ceiling and everything else. And so now we've updated that. We've got walls. We've got these huge, beautiful barn doors that are 2 stories, barn doors that we've got on there. And we've got barn wood all over the place, kind of give you that little Western feel to it, but it's still got that elegant feel to it as well.
Just a quick shout out to that. These guys here built these doors.
Yes.
And it's definitely blood, sweat, and tears in those doors.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I got to miss out on that. I wasn't part of the organization when that was going on, but they're beautiful.
So I actually can say that I was there before y'all did that because I attended a purse bingo. I think it was for the Blue Ridge Pregnancy
Blue Ridge
Center.
Pregnancy Center, yes.
Yes, and I think y'all still had the
We
curtains and everything at that time. And I'm not even, let's just talk real quick about purse bingo, Autumn. Yep, see, she knows
I'm never going to live it down.
Never.
Never.
You know she won the blackout game, but she forgot. She didn't notice that one of the numbers got called, so she should have called bingo ahead of time. And then when she finally realized it, 5 other people had bingo, and she lost. And I'm never going to let her live it down because I lost a coach purse from that. So we're just going to bring that up again. So anyway, back.
I think that would have been my coach purse.
I bought the tickets.
True.
Just saying. Anyway,
Share it.
we could have shared it. We could have split.
I will never play bingo again.
I didn't let her live it down the whole way home. I made her actually buy me Chick-fil-A, didn't I?
Yes.
Because I was so depressed. But anyway, so I have been able to see the before and the after, and it is beautiful. We hosted a coffee talk last month in there, and if you're looking, and I think that's another thing about our area, people are always looking for venue space. It's kind of hard to come by. You have different wedding venues, but not necessarily somewhere that you can go, like for me, business-wise, or things that like I'm looking for, not necessarily, we use wedding venues for different things, but there's some things you need a more, I guess, businessy feel to it. And this gives a great option for businesses to utilize a space, or families to have, I know y'all do like family reunions and different things there now that it's open more to the general public. But you guys also have the stage, but y'all have like the AV equipment, so like the sound equipment too, which I think is also a huge plus, because I know most other places I go to, I have to rent that equipment from other people. Actually, my dad just went out and found like this whole sound system for me to use at different events. That it'll be nice because I won't have to rent it, when I go different places. But it's even nicer to have it already there and ready for you.
Yeah, I was going to say we've had all kinds of events at Legacy in the auditorium. We've turned around, like you said, we've done weddings. Actually, in talks with somebody now about booking a wedding for next year. We definitely have the stage. We've had 3 theater performances there. So we had a theater group come through, and they were like, "Can we use this spot because you have a stage?" And it was like, "Yeah, definitely." So we work things out right now where we're able to have theater groups in there. Obviously, we do our educational seminars for Legacy in there as well. We're definitely big supporters of nonprofit groups because we understand how hard it is to find a space, and also to find a space that is reasonably priced for them, because you're nonprofit, you're not making a lot of money. And so when we had the opportunity to join with you guys and do the community fair, we jumped on it in a heartbeat because, let's go ahead and host this for them. So one, they have a space, and you guys aren't charging for the space either. So, that works out great. So we definitely were excited to partner with you on that and get that going.
And it definitely fits in, like for us, I know in the past we've done the community giving fair at a couple places, and we still had to pay for the venue. And the great thing about it is with you guys offering us the space and being able to have this there where we're not out anything, we're truly trying to make this a great event. And so it's helpful for us too, because, we would have done this whether
the whole point of doing it for the community too.
Right. I mean, we would have done it regardless because we truly felt the need to put our nonprofits out there. But when you have a community partner that comes in and helps you and sees what you're trying to do and says, hey, we're gonna let you use the space at no charge too, because you're not charging vendors. You're obviously not doing this to make any money off of it. That's the type of business that I like to work with, is someone that is going to, help us do that because they kind of see where our heart is, because it kind of shows where y'all's heart is, and it truly shows the giving back to the community that y'all do with your organization. I know y'all do a lot, and we'll kind of touch on that a little bit as well. But the other part of having us hosting it there is giving the nonprofits that sign up the ability to see your venue and then know what they can use it for, and give them the chance to talk with you guys and see how it could best fit any of our nonprofits that are there. So
yeah, definitely. You know, like you were talking about with the nonprofits, you know, the Bedford Pregnancy Center, when they had their bingo event there, you know, that was one of the things that we did for them. You know, it was a great event, a great turnout. You guys were there, so you guys saw it. Unfortunately, I didn't win a purse either, but
were you playing?
I was playing from the sound booth, actually, just clicking through the numbers when they were called, putting them on the screen. So that was fun, because it was like, I'm not playing bingo, but let me put this together real quick so that way I can have something to do. But you know, we've done things for Humankind, the Daily Bread, Horizon Behavioral Health. You know, there's several other groups. Tim Tebow's Special Needs Prom was there the first year they had it here in Lynchburg. Was actually held at Legacy, and that was, you know, I remember the owners, Jake and Josh, were like, I don't know how we're going to pull this off. You know, we've never done anything like this. We've never had a prom or a dance or anything there, and so it worked out really well. And since then, you know, we've hosted prom this year, actually, for LCA. We hosted for Appomattox, and we hosted for Rustburg.
Wow.
And everybody seemed to enjoy it. Everybody had a good time. You know, so it's more than just a meeting space. So the auditorium is there for you. You know, come by, look at it. I'll be more than happy to talk to you about it, since I actually run the auditorium. But, you know, call me. You can swing by there and take a look and see what we have to offer. But like I said, you know, there's more to just Legacy Auditorium. There's the Legacy Wealth Management and Old Dominion Insurance Partners as well, and we'll talk about that a little bit later.
And one other thing I'll mention too about the Legacy Auditorium, because you were telling me, or actually telling our organization when we were there for Coffee Talk, is towards one side of the stage, y'all have an actual, like a green room where, like, if you have speakers coming in, if you have someone that needs to kind of set off to the side and, you know, get prepared for their speech, and you're bringing them on the stage, y'all have a little space, not just, you know, somebody standing there with like, who's the guy behind the curtain type thing.
Right.
But they actually have a room, which for me is important, because I've had events with like keynote speakers, and you want to kind of give them their space away from, you know, the crowd of people that are there to see them. So, you know, that's a really good, I would say, asset to, you know, the space as well. Now, if somebody wants to contact you about booking, what is a good contact for you, Dave, like specifically if they're looking at the auditorium?
They can call me. My phone number, it would be 434-266-1185. Or the easiest way to contact me is, if you remember my name, it's Dave. And then you want to rent the Legacy Auditorium. So my email address is dave@legacyauditorium.com. So not hard, long email address, but not hard. So yeah, just send me an email, you know, or give me a phone call, one of the two, and I'll definitely get back with you.
And I'm assuming pricing varies on what you're looking for, how many hours you need it.
It does.
All of that.
Yeah.
Okay. So Legacy Auditorium, like you were saying, is also a big piece. It's, you know, one part of the puzzle of Legacy Wealth Management, Legacy. Right. So can you kind of give us, both, either one of you, an overview of what, you know, Legacy is all about, like, you know, as far as how it got started, and, you know, what you guys, you know, what y'all do, and the services you have.
Yeah, Legacy Wealth Management all started from a dream and a vision that the owners, Jake Dawson and Josh Stam, had. They were financial advisors for another firm, and their biggest thing is giving back to their clients. It's not so much of looking at the client as a monetary value or just a number, but it's actually getting to know the client and looking at the client and treating them like their family and bringing them into Legacy Wealth Management's family. Anybody that's a current client of Legacy will tell you they feel like their family. because we treat you like family. You are part of one of us. And back in 2016, Legacy Wealth Management actually started. They got the building that we're currently in on English Tavern Road. And they started the financial firm then. It started with Jake and Josh and Brandon, and we had another financial FA with us, Brenda, who has since then retired. And we have literally in the last 5 years have grown leaps and bounds beyond what anybody could imagine, from going from just a financial advisory firm to adding the insurance firm on as well, and then to turn around and adding the auditorium. With everything we have going on, the momentum is going to continue to go. We're not going to stop. It's not something that we're looking to say, okay, well, we're done here. There's several other financial advisory firms out there to choose from, and we're not trying to say that we are the ones you need to go with, but we're kind of saying, you should at least give us a try. One of the comments, that I constantly hear all the time around the water cooler, basically, I guess you can say, is, the owners definitely say, it's not just a plan for your money, but it's a plan for your life. And so that's one of the things that we look at Legacy is we're not looking at what you have monetarily. What can we do to help you in retirement? What can we do to help you grow your finances so that way, if you sit down and you say, hey, I'd like to retire when I'm 65, okay, well, let's sit down and look at a plan. Let's see what we can do to figure out how we can get there. And so they do a really good job. Right now, Brandon Bosch and Josh Stamm and Jake Dawson are the current financial advisors that we have. One of them that we did have, he just moved away. So we lost one for a move. But other than that, I mean, it's a great place to be involved with. I'm invested there and decided, it was one of those things that, hey, I don't have a retirement, so I need to do something. So I turned around and started investing money there, and next thing you notice, I actually got a job there. So I was a client, then I got a job. So now I run the auditorium. But on top of that, we have...
You sound like one of those commercials, or it's like the hair club.
Yeah.
I'm not only am
You're
I
right. I'm not only a client, but I'm a member.
Sorry to interrupt you. I just thought that was funny.
No, now I'm an owner. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not the owner. I just manage the auditorium. But we turned around and also have the Old Dominion Insurance Partners, which I'll let Phil turn around and talk about that for a bit. But literally, we are a one-stop shop where we try to make everybody feel comfortable, whether you are able to help us or whether we're able to help you financially with your investments, or we're able to help you with insurance. And there is advantages to being a client of Legacy because there's a discount in the auditorium department as well. If you decide you want the auditorium for a family reunion or a high school reunion or whatever you may have, that's one of the things our clients get is a discount on things like that as well. So Phil, why don't you tell them a little about insurance?
Yeah, well, a little background. I've known Jake for a long, long time, and we kind of lost touch, life is, and got back together. He came and we talked for a while, and he invited me over just to see the complex. And when I came in, I was in insurance, so I was used to a certain way of how everything was done. But when I came in and not only looked at at Legacy and the auditorium and Old Dominion, but just the people that were there. That's one thing I know Jake has always been big into, is giving back to the community. That was a huge thing for me. And also customer service, and that we've always had the same ideal because we worked together way back when we were both very young. But that was always something we had in common. And there was a position that opened with Old Dominion Insurance Partners, and I jumped on it as fast as I could. I'm trying to build a commercial insurance program. So this will be, for small business, I don't care if you have one employee or 100 employees, but I want somebody that you can go to, ask questions, and really gain some knowledge. Not only get the insurance that you want, but actually know what you're paying for. And then we also have Joanne, and she does all the personal, the home, auto, umbrella insurance. She can do ATVs, boats, anything like that. She's done it for 30 years. So if you have a question, she is awesome. I mean, just awesome.
So I think both of you kind of hit something, for me, and I know with the Central Virginia Business Coalition, y'all are talking about family and how you want your clients to feel like family, which is kind of, that's our goal with the CVABC. Like, we want our businesses that are members to feel like, you're not just renewing your membership each year. It's not like, oh, I'm just here's my money and I'll see them next time, my invoice comes around.
That was a huge thing for me, just going through and talking to Joanne, because when they're customers, they have renewal coming up. If there's anything that's changed, she's proactive. She's on the phone. She's letting them know. We're not the insurance company that you don't talk to.
Right.
We're going to make sure if you have any questions, please give us a call. We love to talk to anybody and try to answer any questions you have. But it is very much a family type atmosphere.
I feel like with insurance and your wealth management, that's kind of personal. Like, I think that's something that it's for people, it's really hard to decide where they want to put their money or who they want to work with, because it is a very personal thing. They learn more about you, and
it's not like you wake up on a Saturday morning and so excited to look over your policy. And I'm sure it's the same way with investments and everything too, but that's one big part about it, that we want to take a little bit of that pain out of it. And that I do it every day. I know what stuff is supposed to mean, but that's not a common term.
Right.
So that's the big thing for us. We are a small insurance company, but we do pride ourselves on keeping the customer informed.
I think so let me ask you this question. I've heard people say you should shop around your insurance every so many years. Is that true? Or I'll be honest, I've been with the same insurance company since I was 16. No, it's also because I love my insurance company. I do like them a lot. But I do have people that message me and say, hey, can we look over it and see what we can do? Yeah. And I think sometimes even a lower rate doesn't always substitute for good service either.
Exactly.
So you got to look at that.
Or having what you need as far as coverage goes. And that's what we look at it. It might not be the cheapest, but we'll try to make sure you get the correct coverage that you need. But the one big, huge thing that I like about Old Dominion Insurance is, where I've worked previously, I had one option. It was one company, and that was it. But now I've got, I just went through 9 different carriers on a quote that we did. So I can compare, a ton of different carriers out there, and they're Progressive and Travelers and Safeco, State Auto. There's a ton of different carriers that we have. But that's also a nice benefit too, because if you come through renewal and we can't explain, hey, your insurance policy has gone up by this amount, let me shop it for you, and from there I can talk to a customer and say, hey, we could make a change and save you this amount of money, or here is the reason why your insurance is going up. It might be something that's industry-wide, but at the same time, we want to make sure you're informed and know that, instead of getting a bill and going, why did my insurance go up so much?
So I'm going to ask you this question, which I'm sure is probably the most dreaded question for insurance agents right now. And you talked about doing commercial, but do you do anything with health insurance at all?
Unfortunately,
No.
not right now.
Yes.
We do have Josh. He does some life, and then we have the Medicare. You can come in and talk to. Actually, I think Josh and I think he's the one that's doing it now since Sean is gone. But unfortunately, we don't have the health care.
Okay. Well, and you said supplemental though, so I'm assuming that has to do with do you have the accident and the any of those sort of policies, or is that more?
Well, it depends.
Different.
We've got some carriers that have that kind of access.
Okay.
You know, they have the pet insurance and have, you know, that kind of stuff too. But I'd have to look into it, really.
Okay. Well, I know, like, you know, because I know you have like the Aflacs and the different things that do those supplemental policies too.
Yeah.
But I wasn't sure if that was something that, you know, I didn't know if insurances carried that so much, or they just worked more, you know.
Yeah, not so much on that side of it.
Gotcha. So, you know, y'all mentioned, I'm just going to say, do y'all feel as sad about Sean leaving as I do about Diane?
Yes.
I just want to bring that up.
Yes.
Sean, if you hear this, we're sad that you're moving away.
Such
but,
a great guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was
So
gonna
just
say.
like we were sad
It
that
was one of those
Diane
things
left us.
we're actually starting to work more closely with, especially the three of us, working real closely together. And then all of a sudden it was like, you know, a part of your heart gets ripped out, you know.
Yes,
It's
I
like,
feel you, dude.
Really?
Happy for him.
Yeah.
You know, happy for him, but at the same time,
Like, was
we're
he
gonna miss him.
considering your
Yeah.
feelings at all?
No, I don't think he was. I thought we were closer than that, but you know, I hope you're hearing this.
That's right. We're gonna send this. I'm just gonna post this directly to him and tag him in it. And be like, Sean, you need to listen to about minute 31 of this episode. So now you've mentioned, you know, your clients. So I know you guys do a lot for your clients, other than just giving them the benefits of, you know, using the auditorium. Kind of tell us a little bit more about what it means to be a client of Legacy.
I will say basically in one word, informed. And what I mean by that is you will be informed the entire time of any changes, anything that's going on, whether you're with insurance, whether you're with the financial advisory firm, you have an FA, you will always be kept informed. We pride ourselves in making sure that you know what's going on at all times. We have educational events at least once a month. There's sometimes, you know, of course, during the summertime that we won't do one because everybody's on vacation, so it's no real opportunity to really hold one to, you know, have people there. But we constantly do educational seminars to inform you of insurance changes, to inform you of retirement changes, to inform you of what is going on in the stock market today, things that would help you. You know, we do the ABCs and 1, 2, 3s of investment. We've had the ABCs and 1, 2, 3s of insurance as well as retirement as well. There's just so much that like I said, it's not, you don't give us your money and then we say, have a nice day, you know, thank you. It's, you know, we're taking pride in knowing that we're dealing with a person and dealing with knowing, hey, it's not just the money we're messing with, it's your life. And so that's where it comes from. You know, I can turn around and read a book and put the book down, but I'm not learning anything from that book if I don't pick it back up. You know, so with Legacy, it's all about, hey, we're going to keep track of what's going on. We got analysts that keep up with everything we have on a daily basis. So they know what's going on with the market, when it goes up, when it goes down, what to buy, what not to buy, what to sell. You know, with our insurance, you know, they're constantly on top of everything as far as which way they need to go. One of the things I love about Old Dominion Insurance is, like Phil said, they've got several options to choose from to shop around. So, you know, Travelers, Nationwide, you know, and all these other insurance companies, if you turn around and you say, hey, I'm not happy with my insurance right now, so would you possibly see what you can do? They will look and see with Progressive and Nationwide and Travelers and State Auto and everything, and go through all these places to say, hey, what can we do better coverage, better deductible? What's going to best suit you, not what's going to suit us, what's going to suit you. And so if they find out that, hey, what you currently have as far as insurance is better than what we can offer you, we're going to tell you, stay where you are. Your coverage is better. We cannot offer you anything better. But if you say, hey, we want to offer you this is what we're looking for, and we come back and we say, well, this is what you got right now. Now, your insurance deductible is going to go up a little bit. Your insurance premium may go up a little bit, or it may even go down.
Right.
You know, but we're giving you what you want. We're giving you that coverage you want. We're giving you the deductible that we're trying to get that you want. So it's not like we're just, hey, let me get some money. You know, we're not all about let me take this. It's all about the client. So, you know, like I said, it's informed is where it's at. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to inform everybody on the insurance side, on the financial side, and the auditorium just kind of speaks for itself. We're just there. We're just a wall.
But at the same time, you know, we do like to have a little fun too.
Oh yeah, we have fun.
And that's what I was going to say. Y'all do some fun events for your clients. But before we get into that, I just want to say, so y'all probably would have informed me not to just open up my Robinhood and throw all my money in the Dogecoin.
Oh yeah, no.
Okay, where were you guys a few months ago?
Sorry.
I should have called you.
That's the big thing too. Is for, you know, I'm in insurance. I don't do the wealth side of it, but you know, just being able to go to these seminars and, you know, Jake or Josh going up there and putting everything into terms I can understand. That's a huge thing.
Yeah.
You know, and I look for people like my mother. She's the type that she doesn't want to have to worry about it, but she wants to know what's going on.
Right.
So, you know, that was a really neat thing to be able to understand some of the stuff I see on the news, but I might not necessarily know what it means.
Yeah, it's not like going to the doctor and the doctor tells you, you know, you've got this, and it's like, I have what? Oh, well, basically you've got a runny nose. Why didn't you just say I had a runny nose?
Right.
So, yeah, they explain things very thorough, and being able to sit back in the sound booth and record these seminars and everything, it's just like, oh wow, I didn't know that, you know. And so, you know, I'm getting educated as well. So it's really, really good. It's all educational, and you know, like Phil said, we do have fun.
Yeah.
We had a picnic back in June of this year. We try to do a picnic for our clients every year, as well as some other fun events throughout the year that we work on with them. I think our clients really love our picnic because we do a Dunkin' booth. Mm-hmm. And with the Dunkin' booth, we turn around and we help out a nonprofit as well. We'll pick a nonprofit and we will dunk the FAs for about an hour until they're about waterlogged. So yeah, each FA gets an hour in the booth.
And Sean was fun the
Okay.
last time.
Yeah. So what we turn around and do is we turn around and we charge, you know, $1 for three balls for your shot to dunk your favorite FA or your least favorite FA. And so then we turn around and, you know, we'll take the money that's raised from that dunking booth and we'll pitch in some as well and turn around and give that to a nonprofit. You know, because like I said, it's not about us. You know, it's about the community. It's about what we can do to help out the community as well, which is one of the reasons we're glad that we're with you guys. You know, the CVABC, you know, we turned around after last month's coffee talk, and it was just like, you know what? I really like where this is going. Mm-hmm. And we all sit down and we talked about it, you know, with Josh, Philip, and Jake, and, you know, Brandon was there, and we all sat down and we talked, and it was like, you know, hey, this is good. You know, we like the direction that you guys are going. We didn't feel like it was something that was like, we didn't feel like you were all about our money, you know,
right.
That you didn't want that, you know, we want that sponsorship, we need that money for this, you know, it wasn't all about that. You know, we actually felt like, you know, hey, these people are just like us, you know, they want to support small businesses, they want to support the community. And so that's one of the reasons we went with you guys. So.
And I think that's one thing, you know, we have, if you look at our website, or we have pop-up banners that we take to some of our events, and you can see our sponsors. And I have been very vocal about the fact that a lot of people have said, like, how did you guys survive COVID? You know, we had to cancel some events. We had to make them smaller. We actually reduced our membership fee for all of our members, you know, new or recurring, just because we didn't want them to have to choose between being part of an organization that could potentially still keep them afloat or, you know, keeping their business open. And so a lot of people were like, how did that work out? And I can 100% say it was because of our sponsors, and not because they were in it for name or recognition, but more or less because they believed in what we did. Mm-hmm. And because of that and because of them, we were able to help small businesses stay afloat. So if you look at the sponsors we have, you know, I am, you know, full of gratitude for the fact that they were able to let us continue to help others. And that's kind of the big thing here. I don't sit here and say, oh, we just did it because we're the CVABC and we're just awesome. I could not have done it. Could not have done it without them. Our champion sponsors like, Brown's Heating and Air. Brandon is a huge supporter of ours. He has a podcast here on Grove Street FM as well called Cool Talk. Rhonda Holt with Apex Mortgage. I mean, we have some great sponsors all the way down to our small $500 sponsors. We have a Tupperware, agent that does sponsorship. But she believes so much in helping others that she continued that regardless of, what she had going on. So that's kind of the same heart. I feel like it's not about other people's. I don't want you just to give me your money so I have your money and I say, oh yay, and it's not increasing my salary or anything, that. I'm truly doing it for the love of the businesses we have and wanting to see them grow. And it hurts my heart to see any of them, shut down. When you see after a year or so and they're just like, we can't keep going and they're shutting down, it truly does. It hurts me. And when I'm out in public, and I try and say, I'm not a Facebook stalker. I ain't stalking you or anything. But, I do know my members. I know what they're doing. I know what they have for breakfast. No. But I know, I know a lot about them to where it goes beyond a business. If they have a kid that's sick, I've had members that they've had kids with cancer or and I'm honestly trying to be there and support them. And I think that's kind of the same mentality you guys have with Legacy. And I think that's, why it's such a great fit between the two businesses or organizations. But I'm going to throw Autumn in the spotlight for 2 seconds. She's looking at me like, oh no. So, Autumn, so she's 23,
Yes.
right? You're my daughter. I should know how old you are.
Yeah.
So
Just turned 23. I'll give it to you.
Okay, great. So for young, I think right now you're seeing less people that are young putting their money into investing or, that sort of thing. How important is it to do while you're younger? Is it important for someone like Autumn to be thinking about things like that now?
Yes, I would say definitely. The earlier you start, the better. You can turn around and you can start when you're 40. But if you start when you're 23, or you start when you're 20, or you start when you're 18, you have more options, more opportunity to increase your monetary value in investments.
So you can support your mother.
Right, because so you can support your mother.
Okay, perfect. I just want to make sure we're out there.
So that way you have more time to get that money, and so, when you retire, again, you retire however you want to,
I will say, with the younger generation now, I think they're a little bit more informed when it comes to that side of it. But also, too, there's so many young people now that do have that, I want to be retired by the time I'm such and such age because I want to travel the world or I want to do this. I think a lot of the kids are goal-oriented like that, too. So the earlier if I want to retire by the time I'm 55 years old, and this is what I want to do, we'd like to put a plan together.
And I think you're right, because I feel like I was not as informed when I was, her age. To me, it was college, you got out of college, you started working, but you were growing a family, and you didn't really think about where your money, I'm going to be honest, I'm going to probably be here at the CVABC till I'm, 80 years old. I don't know. But, I need to have a better retirement plan in place. And I'm, like you said, I'm 40-ish. I'm not going to put that out there. So,
She's 20 years older than me, so you do the math.
You're 41? No, I'm just kidding. Oh, you're 21. So anyway, but I don't have a specific plan. And another thing is life insurance is a big thing. And a lot of people don't think about that. And I am a huge advocate for life insurance and pre-planning. And I always give a shout out to funeral homes. And I know that's kind of crazy, but I'm a huge advocate for pre-planning because I know the struggle of having a loved one pass away that has nothing. They have no life insurance. They have no, and you're sitting there holding, it's expensive. I'm not gonna lie. Anywhere from 5,000 and double digit thousands of dollars to bury your loved one. Life insurance, and what are they doing when what if they're the breadwinner in the house and there's no money coming in and things
Well, I
like
think
that.
there's a lot of people that still take it for granted that it'll be with an employer.
So, and that's the big
You
thing
know.
I get. Oh, I have health and I have life insurance through my
Right.
employer.
And unfortunately, in today's times, a lot of those benefits are getting cut. So, I would definitely, persuade anybody that to look into that. If it is something that you feel like you're adequately covered, if not, then I would grab that if you can.
And it doesn't have to be expensive, right?
No.
It's relatively inexpensive to have a policy.
It really is. I mean, it's very affordable.
Now, do they still, and just for anyone listening, do they still have a lot of regulations with the smoking? Is it more like if you have pre-existing those sort of things, it's differing on the stuff you get?
It's varied.
Yeah.
Depending on what carrier that you have. You have some that you do have to go through the testing and double check and make sure that you qualify for it. And then you do have some carriers that it's, less information that you have to give, for those. So it just varies by carrier.
But I do think it's important for, youth these days to jump on, track now. And, with, you've got minimum wage increasing soon. So, I know I've seen with a lot of places, too, they're kind of upping their pay rates now, trying to prepare for that. And I know, not to jumped down that rabbit hole, but I know it's going to hurt a whole lot of small businesses when they're having to pay higher minimum wages for employees. And, that's for another day. No call-ins. I'm not taking that right now. But I do, and one of the things I can say, and this is just, the proud mother in me, is that my daughter and her husband, they work hard. They, I think Autumn, you hold down 3 different positions right now. I mean, how?
Yeah, I would say I have 3 different jobs. My husband just has the one. But I mean, at 20, I was 22. 21 when we got married. 22, I bought a house. I mean, I have.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
No.
You don't, yeah. And that's the kind of thing I am seeing, though. There are more people her age that they're going that route, and they're more financially secure than I ever was at her age.
My son, he's 25 years old, getting ready to turn 26, and same way. I mean, he has an idea of when he wants to retire because he knows what he wants to do, and at 25 years old, that's probably something I never would have thought of.
Right.
But it's just the younger generation. It just seems like they're so much more informed.
Mm-hmm. At her age, I was at college, and you the first couple days you're there, you go down into the quad area where there's 7 different people trying to set you up with credit cards, and you get approved for all of them.
Right.
So then you're yes, I have all this money, and you're buying pizza and beer, and you're having just a good old time, and then you get the bills, and you're like, how the heck am I paying for this? Yeah. So, at her age, I'm sitting here going, how am I going to pay off all this debt? Where I should have been more focused on how do I start to save money so that I can safely, I can afford the things I want.
But just think of the lesson you learned.
Yeah, I know, but it would have been better.
It's a painful lesson, but
definitely that.
Yeah.
But I think it's great that y'all offer educational services that go along with that. So let's talk about real quick. Before we finish up, you guys are going to be hosting a cornhole league.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually.
Okay, so I'm excited to hear more about this.
So we decided that we wanted to, one, kind of help out small businesses and everything as well. And so one of the things we decided to do was, why don't we start a cornhole league? So with that, it's how do you help a small business with a cornhole league? Well, we have a guy that does cornhole boards and does a phenomenal job. And so we were what if we turn around and we were to get, your business logo on a cornhole board? Then people are coming out seeing this. So one, that's marketing for you. So there's going to be at least 80 people or more that are going to see these boards. So we were let's think about this. So we're going to put a league together. It'll start in March. we'll reach out to some small businesses and everything and see if they're interested in sponsorship. And of course, if anybody who's listening is interested in doing a sponsorship for it, feel free to contact me or Phil or email either one of us, and we'll be able to help you out with some information on that. And then what we're going to do is we're obviously going to do it for cash prizes as well. So your first place is going to get a prize, but like I said, we're really big into helping out. So our first place is going to get a prize of $600. Then the first place also gets to choose a charity of their choosing that they would like to donate $1,000 towards.
Wow.
So, it like I said, it's not just about, we're not making a lot of money off of this, right? Like, we'll make enough to help pay for a food truck, but we're not making anything off of this really. It's all for community based. So that way there's money getting back to them. There's going to be a second place cash prize and third place cash prize as well. But what we're trying to do is we're definitely trying to give, money out to charities. And one of the things that we decided to do was to basically give $1,000 to the CVABC as well for this league.
That is awesome.
So,
thank you.
Yeah.
I think that's great. And cornhole is it's growing. Well, I think I wouldn't say, it's growing. It's been growing. It's you think about different leagues people have been in,
Right.
you have all these, different things that people do. And cornhole is definitely something that has gotten really competitive. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm really competitive, and I'm horrible at cornhole. I
I
thought
am
I'd be
too.
okay. I thought I'd be better because I played softball
Yeah.
growing up since I was 5, and I thought, hey, how hard can it be? If I can throw a ball and hit a glove, how hard is it to toss a bag into the horrible?
Yeah.
Nobody wants me to be on their team.
She's the last pick on the
I
kickball
am.
team.
Just need some practice. That's
It's
it.
just really sad. Now, my husband and son are pretty good, especially when they're together. So I'm entering them on that. They don't know it yet, but I'm going to enter them.
Well, we just wanted something to be fun, get together, have a good time, meet some people, and kind of an idea of what we're doing here is just, us knowing different businesses that are around us.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Something that we might not even be aware exists. It's just, I think it's a neat idea,
Well, and the neat thing about a cornhole league and having businesses sponsor the boards, and then having businesses actually participate and have teams, and then that actually can go into showcasing who they support, because a lot of businesses that give back to nonprofits are able then to say, hey, we won, here's where our $1,000 is going to. So then you even have the opportunity for team leagues, and there's so many things that you can see. So don't get me started. I'll have your whole thing planned out. We'll be like, this is what you should do, and
Right.
then y'all will be like, well, Heather just took that over. So I get so excited about stuff.
Yeah, it's just, it is nice to be able to get together and,
Yeah.
have a little bit of just fun, just have a good time.
I was in a putt league when I was little. I don't know if y'all knew that those were
I
things.
didn't know they existed.
I did the same thing.
There were things. The putt in Lynchburg used to have tournaments, and my dad, he worked for, it used to be Meredith Berta, now it was R. Donnelly, and now they're shut down. But I was on their league, and so honestly, they would show you there are certain places on the putt thing you can hit that would pretty much guarantee you a hole in one or at least par, depending on where you were at. And oh my gosh, none of my family likes to play putt with me now because I am so competitive. Look, Autumn is like, no. I remember the first time I played with her husband because he was like, oh, I'm a great at putt. I hurt his feelings.
Yeah.
I love him.
I'm
Very,
out there
very
laying on the ground using a pool stick and going between the legs because I'm just awful. So
You're
I
doing
just
that Happy Gilmore,
Yes.
you're home.
Yeah.
Ball.
Yeah.
So anyway, but I think that's a lot of fun. Y'all are going to start that in March.
Yes, we're going to do it every Thursday in March. We'll probably start around 6 o'clock, go until around 9 o'clock. So we're looking to get at least 20 teams signed up to play. So that way we can turn around and have a little competition as well, and just, like I said, it's just friendly competition. It is for fun. It is a league. The league is coming together that, we do know what we're doing. So it's not like we're just, hey, just throw some cornhole boards out here and throw bags at it. We do know what we're doing. This past weekend, Labor Day weekend, me and my son were playing, and we were on opposite teams. And my son is 13, and it's the first time he's beating me. Like, literally, legit. He beat the dog smack out of me. I'm like, this is
Right.
This can't happen. And he's like, want to run it back? I'm like, sure, son, let's run it back. He beat me again. I was done. I had two game loss. I was done.
Oh.
So he's like, I want to play in this league. I was like, I don't know. You may have to be my partner if we do.
Right. So before we go today, tell everyone. I know we've talked about a whole lot between insurance and the auditorium and cornhole and wealth management. How can someone get a hold of? I know we talked about the auditorium, but how can they look more into Old Dominion Insurance and Legacy Wealth Management? Where would they go? Is there a website or
we're all still housed at the same campus, so of course they could come over to the English Tavern Road address. My phone number is 434-266-1197. So you can call me there, or just like Dave said, if you can remember Philip with one L,
Right.
at OldDominionInsure.com. You can get me there, and I can get you to the right person.
Okay. And is there a website for Legacy?
We do. We have a website. It's lynchburglegacy.com. And you can also look us up on Facebook at lynchburg.legacy, which will come up under Legacy Wealth Management Group. There are some of those videos that I was telling you about our past seminars and everything else, and we've got a couple of little other 10 to 15 minute videos to kind of talk about some other things that we do as well that is on the Facebook page. One of the things that we've got coming up that we have some educational seminars coming up, but one of the things we did last year, which was the first year we did it because of COVID, is we did a drive-through light show. And if anybody can come to that, I encourage them to come to that. We'll be doing again for Lynchburg Daily Bread. So bring a non-perishable food item to that. You don't have to pay for the event. The event is free. There is no charge. But I will tell you that there's a little secret recipe going around for some donuts that might be there, like we had last year. So we've got a little hot chocolate, hot cider, and Mama Crockett's Donuts.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't say that out loud, but they'll be there for that. And you'll, of course, get to see an awesome light show. It kind of reminds you of driving through neighborhoods and everything else like that, or even like the Elks Home, when you drive through and see all the Christmas lights and everything. That's pretty much what this is. So we'll have that set up. We'll be starting on that, setting up in October. And, that's one of the things that, we like to do, to, give back a little bit, help a little bit as well.
Very cool. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on the show with me today, for, hosting us with the Community Giving Fair. We're really looking forward to it, and we're looking forward to our partnership with Legacy going into 2022.
Yeah.
Thank you both so much.
Well,
And
for
for
having us.
everyone
Yeah, thanks for having
listening,
us.
we will talk local to you next week, next Wednesday.